Now, Jenny Oy Jieyue will deliver a speech entitled Yellow Card.
Here's an interesting trick to manage your attention. I call it the yellow card effect. I want you to think back to the last time you saw a yellow card. It could be yesterday or the day before, or maybe even last week or last year. It's fine if you can't even remember, but whenever it was. Now that I've heightened your attention to yellow cards, I can guarantee that you'll see them everywhere after this event. You might be wondering, how am I going to do that? Am I going to get a bunch of yellow cards and put them on the road? Well, of course not, that's ridiculous. What I did do was make you more aware of the yellow cards that were already in your environment. Now, that's the funny thing about the brain. There are no yellow cards around us right now. But if I asked you to look for someone who's wearing glasses, you'll realize that a lot of us here are actually wearing glasses. What this tells us is that when we want to look for something, all we have to do is pay attention to it. And then we will find it everywhere. Now this trick sounds almost like magic. It's too good to be true. But it's really just the wonder of human subconscious. Your subconscious acts like a big library, shelving away all the information you come across. Everything I'm saying right now, what the previous speaker said, or maybe you're thinking what I'm having for dinner later. All of this information is so much that your conscious mind cannot retain it. So it filters all the irrelevant and insignificant details into your subconscious. Then, when you really pay attention to something, for example, a yellow card, your subconscious will bring back up that information that you need. And you'll see, hey, I've seen that yellow card before. But the question today is, how can we harness this psychological trick to our benefit? Let's try applying it to our aspirations. Perhaps you want better grades at school, new job opportunities, new ideas, or even a boyfriend. All of these things, the moment that you look for it, I can guarantee, I swear on my heart, that you will find it. But I am not here today to give you a pep talk, to ask you to find the good things in life. Not at all. I'm not here to tell you that you're beautiful inside out, or that the grass is greener on the other side, or about insecurities and mental health. No. Instead, I'm going to bring your attention to a more pressing matter that has been affecting our society. The matter of discrimination and how we dismiss it. The concept of discrimination in the first place is founded upon what other people have decided is good or bad. That is such a terrible system of thinking because everyone has incredibly different opinions. I love eating durian. I know there are people out there who despise it. So how can we decide anything is good or bad, let alone apply it to our own people? These preconceived notions of what is good or bad is what perpetuates stereotypes, intolerance, and oppression in the first place. Who are we to judge if someone is better than another? Who are we to judge if a gender is better than another? Who are we to judge if a race, if a culture, if an appearance, if an identity is better than another? In the face of the many types of discrimination, I only have one question to ask, and that is, who are we to judge? Recently, a 14-year-old boy in Brazil stabbed his female classmate in the neck with a pencil because she laughed at him during a class presentation. He found that violence was an acceptable solution because he grew up watching his father physically abuse his mother at home. Then he learned that it was okay to be violent towards girls. He developed a prejudice against girls. Men are stronger than women. Women are weaker than men. Our children are being taught hatred. They're being taught that some people are better than others. They're being taught that different types of people, different types of communities deserve different kinds of treatment. Ladies and gentlemen, is this the society that we want to create? Is this the intolerant, the bigotry, the prejudiced society that we want to live in? Of course not. But it is not the social issues that we fail to pay attention to. We do care. It's just that we're so caught up in our own lives, our work, our school, that we kind of forget that they exist. So, today I ask you to seek out your own yellow card, to put down your own lives for 1 second and see the bright yellow problems everywhere around us, to pay attention to the world It might start with a small positive change in your life, but I will encourage you to go bigger. And you might say, it's so difficult, I don't know where to start. But I've given you the solution all along, right in the beginning of my speech. If you're ever lost, just start looking for a yellow car. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny, for that speech. The judges will now pose 2 questions to the contestants.
That was very interesting, enjoyed that. Apart from looking for the yellow car, I have a gold car. Is that okay? Okay, how would you try to prevent prejudices? How would you start encouraging people not to be prejudiced?
Thank you for that.
How would be your start?
How would be my start? Thank you for that question. Just like every journey, every process, it has to begin at the very ground level, or what all the politicians and debaters like to call the grassroots level. So we need to face systemic issues before we can resolve these social issues at home, at schools, in communities. We need to deal with the problem in our countries, especially in underdeveloped nations, where many of us have failing education systems, a lack of resources. You cannot expect a parent to bring up their child properly if they have their only priority, their main concern, is to put food on their table. They could care less about what their children are doing. They could care less about teaching themselves about emotions and having to get rid of these prejudices internally. We need to resolve these issues at the most bottom level first. If I were to make a start, I would try to make sure that our country has all the resources that we need to make sure that our people are well educated in the general sense, and help them learn skills of critical thinking. Before we even start on fixing their problems in social life, before we start targeting these movements and programs, we need to start from the individual. And how do we start from the individual? We need to be able to teach them that they have all the time they need so they can help themselves and they can help others as well. We need to benefit them from the internal level first. That is what I believe.
So Jenny, if I were to ask you to choose an alternative title for your speech, or instead of yellow car, what would that be?
Choose an alternative title for my speech. How about black car?
Without the word car, what would it be?
If I were to choose any title of my speech, honestly, it could be anything. I'm sorry, but I can't give you a straight answer because the concept of the yellow car is not about the car itself. The yellow car, the point of my speech is to show that the yellow car can be anything. It could be looking for some positive change in your life, or it could be looking for some sort of organization or cause that you're very passionate about. It could be about feminism, it could be about race or anything. So there's no really straight answer. The yellow car is just meant to be a metaphor for something that you are looking for inside your heart. If anything, I would title my speech, Anything You Want, because that is the point of the yellow car, for you to look for something out there and reach it, and so you will find it everywhere, especially when you're feeling lost, which I'm sure that all of us have experienced before.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.